Hey guys, and we're back with the New York Millennial.
Hello, and we're going to talk about the Indiana Democratic presidential primary. So tomorrow, they're going in. Just looking at the polls, it looks like Clinton is up 6.8 points average, but that doesn't really mean that much in the context of things because this is going to be an open. Is it a primary or caucus?
It's a primary,
Okay, so
open
it's
primary.
either way though, it's open. So I mean, independents will be able to vote,
And
and
Republicans too, who
Republicans.
might swing.
So I mean, this is more than likely going to go to him, and we're talking about margins like you might win by around like 10 points,
Yeah,
which
that's what we're thinking.
yeah, because I mean, if you looked at like Rhode Island, like he was up, I think he was projected to win by like two, and he won by like a lot more than two,
Yeah,
just because it's open. So just
yeah.
being open instantly gets him a ton more points.
I think it's my bump theory coming back a little bit, you know?
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I think he'll do better than the polls project him to, which I think everyone's kind of expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that being said, he needs to win by a lot more. Because like obviously he's really far down in the like just in delegates in terms of just math.
Hmm.
That being said, the really big thing he's pushing for, which is smart, is California because this only has 83 pledged delegates. California has 475. There's a huge difference, and then the next biggest one is New Jersey with 126. So it's like California is really what matters coming
Hmm.
up. In Indiana, yeah, he wants as many as he can get, but his main focus is California. But he definitely needs to win this state because he just cannot really afford to lose from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get enough delegates to actually secure the nomination. What I think could happen is if you take away superdelegates, neither candidate on the Democratic side gets enough to secure the nomination, but then Hillary gets it with superdelegates,
Hmm.
which I think could make things interesting at the convention in I think July. So
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen? He can argue, well, proportionally, I should actually have this many because they should just be bound to like what their people are saying. Even though, but the issue with that argument is like what they're doing, having unpledged delegates vote for whoever they want, is perfectly legal. It's perfectly allowed. There's nothing, I mean, not there's nothing corrupt about it, but like that's completely like
Yeah.
allowed.
It's allowed.
This,
I mean, I disagree with it, but it is allowed. And
yeah,
also at the same time, even if she doesn't get the nomination based purely on delegates, I think she'll have a majority.
yeah.
Um, Pretty much regardless of anything that happens from here on out, unless he wins this by a lot more than we think, and also if he wins California by a lot more than we think. Which
Hmm.
I mean, it's like semi-close, so I mean, independents
Yeah,
will be able to vote, but it's
yeah.
not like everyone can vote.
I mean, it's possible. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not fantasy, but like it's definitely unlikely.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely that he gets it, but I feel like there's definitely an argument to be made about if she doesn't get the actual nomination purely just through pledged delegates, which I don't think it's going to happen. I think she needs the super
Yeah.
delegates. I feel like he might be able to take that and just kind of at least like get a message out, just saying like a lot of things happened where people couldn't have their voices heard, and
Hmm.
he is the more electable candidate. Like
And there,
that's a
and
fact.
polls show him between Hillary and Bernie, he's actually starting to win a few polls now nationally.
Hmm. And that just shows like the people want him. It's just they didn't know about him in time. Like I mean, look at New York. Like you needed to be switched in October in order to vote for
Yeah,
him.
no
And
one
it's
knew of him.
it's just like people didn't have a real chance to have their voices be heard. And now people, when they actually realize who he is, the majority of people are starting to want him as the nominee.
Yeah, I mean, again, like using that argument, do I really think the Democratic establishment would be like hear that and be like, yeah, we're gonna pick Bernie? I don't
No.
think they will. I still think it's a long shot, but I definitely think it's a possibility. I
Yeah.
mean, I read articles where like, no, this could happen. This is Bernie's path to nomination, but it includes stuff like that. But there's a lot of ifs surrounding him. It's still pretty much going to be Hillary.
Hmm.
But I definitely could see a contested convention coming up
Yeah,
on both sides.
I definitely see a convention coming up, but yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna really listen too much if he makes the argument like you just said. But at least people will be able to see like
Hmm.
that the party is starting to not really listen. I mean, they never. I personally feel that they haven't always listened to
Yeah.
their base, but they're gonna see it's gonna be really obvious if like you
Hmm.
see a majority of people who want something and they're just gonna go
Yeah.
against it.
This is actually the because usually the super delegates they just it doesn't really matter because the winner's already decided by this
Yeah.
point. Like it's never this close on both sides
Hmm.
for this long. Like this is the first time California's mattered in like 25 years. Like it's which
Yeah.
is like pretty much since like the last realignment with Bill Clinton and like the centrist movement.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of like a big deal. Like this could literally like hurt the Democratic Party. So
Mhm.
maybe in the future they'll cut out super delegates,
Yeah.
or like they'll cut out like, them by half or something. I don't know,
Mhm. I,
but it'll
I feel
be
like
big.
regardless of if he gets a nominee or not, which honestly I'm going to say he probably won't, but regardless, there's a movement now, and a lot of
I
people are
agree.
starting to realize that the Democratic Party is moving right, and they're kind of like becoming like a centrist right party, and they're
Yeah,
just like we're progressives. We want things, we want things that this party's
it's
not
just not
promising.
realistic. Sorry, guys.
Exactly. Like I
But
think people are starting to realize that Hillary just isn't going to get the things done that we need,
yeah,
and I just really hope that that kind of carries on. And it's not just Hillary; it's like most of the Democratic Party. Like it's kind of just moving too far right. There's just not. It's not really of the people anymore.
yeah,
And I feel like there needs to this movement right here. It might not affect this election, but like in the
yeah.
next one, I feel
I
like
could
things
see
will change.
2020. I could
Hmm.
see Hillary being like one term and then like a new populist party coming up, but then
Hmm.
just actually having like some contention. But we'll
Hmm.
see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I feel like they're gonna have to try to listen to what the people want eventually, somewhere down the line.
Definitely.
Yeah, but just looking for tomorrow. Hopefully, he'll walk away with a pretty big win. We're thinking somewhere around like 10 points his way,
Yeah.
and he needs to do better than that, and better than every other prediction. But he's on track to possibly have something go his way. All
All
right,
right. We'll see you guys next time.
see you guys.